can't escape me! I'll chase you to the ends of the earth!
Spider-Man has had countless voice actors. Lord knows how many voice actors this man has had over the years. So many different voice actors have donned the mantle of our favorite superhero, and they bodied the role. They knocked it out of the freaking park. Some of these voice actors were so good they were given multiple cracks at the character across the years on different versions of the character, you know, in different games, different medias and whatnot. Today we are going to talk about the Mount Rushmore of Spider-Man voice actors. The voice actors you simply can't forget about when you're talking about the webhead. You know, we're talking about some of the most all-time iconic voice actors. Spider-Man was first adapted in a show in 1967. So many people have gotten the opportunity to play the character. These roles range from like kind of trash to unbelievably fire. Let's talk about the voice actors you simply must mention if you bring up Spider-Man's best. The Mount Rushmore of Spider-Man voice actors. These actors aren't in any order. These are just the 4 people you have to bring up when it comes to voicing Spider-Man. The first of the 4, Josh Keaton. There's no way you can bring up the greatest Spider-Man voice actors of all time without mentioning Josh Keaton. The dude has played Spider-Man an absurd amount of times in various medias, some of them being all-time great portrayals. He's portrayed Spider-Man in Marvel vs. Capcom 3 and does an all-time performance in that game.
You got a black belt in stupid if you think you're gonna beat me.
Crawler! Assault! Having fun yet? Ultimate! Gotcha! Throw!
In the regular version of Shattered Dimensions, he voices Ultimate Spider-Man, and in the DS version, he voices the Amazing Spider-Man, actually.
The black suit! What am I doing in the black suit? I hate this thing!
And in Spider-Man Edge of Time, he also voices Spider-Man.
I am allowing someone to suffer or die because you do nothing. If you don't get that, then you don't get the first thing about being Spider-Man.
You're the one who doesn't get it, Parker. The future depends on...
My future is meaningless without her.
He also plays Agent Spider in Invincible. I don't know if we should count this. It's very clearly supposed to be Spider-Man. I mean, this is Spider-Man in the comics. This is like literal role is for Spider-Man in the comics. And because they didn't want to do licensing, they just made up their own OC for the show. So it's pretty much Spider-Man. I'm going to count it. I'm not going to lie. That's probably why they went with Josh Keaton, too. Because we all love Josh Keaton as Spider-Man.
Talk about your bad luck, Prof. Ock. Oh.
Josh Keaton also plays Black Spider in Young Justice, who's just a very blatant ripoff copy of Spider-Man. This one definitely doesn't count. This one definitely shouldn't count. But I just think it's also funny that every time a Spider-Man ripoff character comes up, people need Josh Keaton to play it. Like, Josh Keaton is Spider-Man. He should be playing this character.
I think you do, Jack. See, I've been waiting out here just for you for hours. Now I don't begrudge. In fact, I hope you danced up a storm, had a few drinks, kissed a girl. You deserve all that, Jack. Because this is your last night on Earth.
Oh, yeah. And he plays Spider-Man in the Spectacular Spider-Man, what many would consider to be the best cartoon, and some would even say the best adaptation of Spider-Man ever.
Hey, Pickle Puss! This is heavier than it looks, so...
Move, kids! Can't trust that blasted webhead to save us!
Oh, real nice.
2 seasons of otherworldly delivery, just hilarious quips, great heartfelt moments. He embodies Peter Parker so well.
Mysterio is no illusionist playing parlor tricks. Mysterio is the master of the arcane arts.
It seems to me Mysterio is the master of talking about himself in the third person.
Josh Keaton is also incredibly passionate about Spider-Man as well, and he loves the character. His 2 most notable performances are Marvel vs. Capcom and Spectacular Spider-Man, in my opinion. Both of these are like generation defining. I've loved him in the other appearances as well, but these 2 properties just felt so large, you know? Like, everyone has seen Spectacular Spider-Man, and everyone has played Marvel vs. Capcom. We've all laughed at his quips in Spectacular, and we've all laughed at his one-liners in Marvel vs. Capcom as well. Spectacular Spider-Man even appears in Spider-Verse, and Josh Keaton voiced him.
We know it's hard, but it's the truth, Miles.
He's voiced a character in the games, the TV shows, and now technically the movies. Josh Keaton, without a doubt, belongs on the Mount Rushmore of Spider-Man voice actors. Next up on the Mount Rushmore for Spider-Man voice actors, Christopher Daniel Barnes.
Well, if it isn't a meeting of the Diamond Lovers of America.
It's Spider-Man!
What? Spider-Man? Where? Where? Oh, I just get so flustered when I meet a celebrity.
This man plays the generation-defining Spider-Man, in my opinion. Like, the Spider-Man for at least my entire generation. On top of that, though, Christopher Daniel Barnes has also reprised his role as Spider-Man, or, well, 2 variants of Spider-Man in Shattered Dimensions and Edge of Time.
Business. Tip from Felicia Hardy brought me here. Looks like she was onto something.
In Shattered Dimensions, Christopher Daniel Barnes plays Spider-Man Noir, and then in Edge of Time, he does a phenomenal job playing Spider-Man 2099. I love his performance in both of these games, personally. Christopher Daniel Barnes' version of Spider-Man Noir is my favorite. I like it more than Nicolas Cage's. I thought Nicolas Cage's was more so like goofy and fun, which is cool and it fits for Spider-Verse. But like, it's a serious character. Spider-Man Noir is very serious, so I thought CDB did great there. Personally, I also can definitely say I preferred CDB's Spider-Man 29 to Dan Gilvezan's from Shattered Dimensions.
This new spider sense is a trip. Either I'm not used to it yet, or I'm sensing one of the fragments closing in on me.
I've tried talking to him, but he's got no time for Miguel O'Hara. But people make time for Spider-Man. Just use the convenient access to the ventilation system to get inside, and then Walker and I can have a little chat.
I mean, it's supposed to be like the same character, you know, the canon just continues onward, but they changed voice actors, so instead of Christopher Daniel Barnes playing Spider-Man Noir, he's playing Spider-Man 2099 in this game. This is, in my opinion, the best portrayal of Spider-Man 2099. I love Christopher Daniel Barnes as it. Yeah, I think Oscar Isaac did a great job as well, and Dan Gilvezan was definitely fun with the role, but CDB just makes his character feel like Spider-Man 2099. I don't know. Barnes just has a knack for turning these characters into a more serious version of themselves. He makes the characters feel real, even in animation. Although I love both of the variants he plays, I think it goes without saying that the 90s Spider-Man is his all-time highlight as Spider-Man. He's got the perfect voice for Peter Parker, who's like not in high school anymore and he's a young adult. I love his quips as well. This man is hilarious.
It's okay. I just won't be home for lunch.
But Peter, I've invited Anna Watson's niece, Mary Jane.
Oh, right. I'm sorry. I forgot. I can't make it home right now. The traffic, it's terrible. In fact, it's really crawling.
You aren't telling the list of greatest Spider-Man voice actors without Christopher Daniel Barnes. You just aren't. He belongs on this list. 2 more spots remain on the mountain, the Mount Rushmore. And the next one belongs to Yuri Lowenthal.
Where is Spider-Man? Where?
Does he have a generational defining role? Yes, he does have one of those. Does he have an absolute love and passion for the character? Oh, Yuri definitely loves Spider-Man. He really does. Has he done Spider-Man a plethora of different times? For sure, he has so many Spider-Man performances. Mr. Lowenthal without a doubt belongs on this list. He's a voice for the current mega Spider-Man game made by Insomniac, and he embodies the role there. He just loves playing Spider-Man. You see him in any interview, he's like, I got a Spider-Man suit on all the time. I love this man.
You. I won't let you win. This means too much to me! Not more than it means to me!
He's also played Spider-Man quite a bit through the years, though. He's played Spider-Man in the Spider-Man mobile game, Spider-Man Unlimited. God, I miss this game so much. He played Spider-Man as well in the Amazing Spider-Man 2 mobile game. He played Spider-Man in Venom Pinball.
It's just you and us.
Aren't you bored of trying to kill me yet, Eddie?
He played Spider-Man in Marvel Ultimate Alliance. He played Spider-Man in Midnight Suns. And Insomniac Spider-Man even made a cameo in Spider-Verse as well.
Ms. Stereo. Wow. Video game guy.
I love video games.
Another video game guy.
Are you talking to me?
It's so fire that Spectacular Spider-Man and Insomniac Spider-Man were in Spider-Verse. I just have to say, that's goated. I gotta throw that out there. Just saying. Anyways, back to the topic. I can't say enough great things about Yuri Lowenthal's Spider-Man. He can do the quips. He can do the seriousness. He can do the anger. He can do the sadness. He has every facet down pat. It's like Thanos with the gems. This man has every bit of being Spider-Man down pat. And again, he loves playing Spider-Man. It was hard for me to lose Josh Keaton as the Spider-Man video game voice actor. But I can say confidently, this man did not let us down. He took up the mantle and held it up like a king. We've got 1 spot remaining, everybody. 1 spot left. So you know what that means? Honorable mentions. Let's do the honorable mentions first, people. First up, Neil Patrick Harris.
I'm the Amazing Spider-Man of the 4 in the game, and so I have the lion's share of all of the dialogue.
Let's get a good look at that gorgeous mug. Don't be so bashful.
I can't live with that burden any longer. So it's time for me to say goodbye, Spider-Man.
Man was fire in TNAS Spider-Man, but also given the opportunity to play the Amazing Spider-Man in Shattered Dimensions. This game has 4 Spider-Man, and they gave Neil Patrick Harris the main Spider-Man, and he killed it. He was phenomenal doing so. He was amazing. Jake Johnson also got to throw him out there.
My name is Peter B. Parker. I was bitten by a radioactive spider, and for the last 22 years, I thought I was the one and only Spider-Man.
Freaking stupendous as Peter Parker's Spider-Man in Spider-Verse. This man, Spider-Man, is a bit goofier, but he's like a goofier dad Spider-Man, not a goofy class clown. We never get to see this kind of Spider-Man. I don't know why Marvel despises having Spider-Man be grown up. The fact that we did get someone in this role at all is a blessing. And then the person they casted did a phenomenal job in the role too. Yeah, Jake Johnson definitely deserves this honorable mention. Rino Romano. He was a great Spider-Man in various medias. Whether it was Spider-Man Unlimited, the show, or it was like the 2000s video games you were ever playing that Spider-Man showed up in.
Best seat in the house. Octavius, what's he doing here?
Please, stand back, officers. Allow me.
Doc Ock helping the police? Maybe he is reformed. Ock's taking care of Rhino. I need to find out what happened to Black Cat.
Whenever Rino Romano played Spider-Man, you didn't think it was like a letdown at all. For many people, he's like a definitive Spider-Man, actually. The last honorable mention I'm going to throw out there is the man who portrayed Spider-Man very first. That's Paul Soles. This isn't like the greatest Spider-Man performance. I'm not trying to hate either, but it's certainly iconic. There's no denying that.
I didn't know you belonged to the Crook of the Month Club.
Have a pumpkin, dearie.
Don't you have any new tricks, Goblin?
You hear this voice, you know it's the 60s Spider-Man. Everyone has heard this man play Spider-Man. You've heard the theme song, you've heard the voice. Let's give the credit to the original people. One spot remains on this Mount Rushmore though, okay? I'm sure once I say this pick, people are gonna start to rage because they realize their favorite didn't make the list. That's okay. I understand why you're angry. I get it. Just comment down below how you feel, okay? Voice your displeasures in a constructive format for me, alright? The last voice actor on the Mount Rushmore is Patrick Chilvers. Who? You may not know the name, but close your eyes for a second. Listen to the sound. Let me know if it's familiar to you. This is the original Marvel vs. Capcom Spider-Man. Yes, this is him.
Come on.
He voice acts Spider-Man in Marvel Superheroes vs. Street Fighter, Marvel vs. Capcom 1, and Marvel vs. Capcom 2.
Do your job.
These are all done by Chilvers' Spider-Man. This is one of the most iconic Spider-Man ever. This game was everywhere in the late 90s and the early 2000s. Marvel vs. Capcom is actually so big, it is still played competitively to this day.
Ooh, okay. Ooh. Nah, PD? Okay, reset.
They actually just announced a re-release for all these games. They're remastering all these games and bringing them back out. That's how beloved this entire franchise is.
One for JJ.
It's almost 30 years old now, and they still want to come out with a new version of it for people to play. This is an iconic Spider-Man, and this Spider-Man voice actor deserves to be on the Mount Rushmore.
So close.
Marvel vs. Capcom is like one of the biggest video game franchises ever. If you don't know this Spider-Man, you're capping. We've all heard Web Ball, Spider Sting, Spider Swing. Still disagree? Alright, like I said, leave your opinions, concerns, and displeasures down below. Let's just take a quick second to commemorate the Mount Rushmore of Spider-Man voice actors. Yeah, this is the list. I'll catch y'all in the next video. Dunk out. Peace!